Welcome, Impactful Parents. It is Question and Answer Thursday. I'm so happy that you're here. And today's question is all about, oh no, my daughter wants to wear makeup and she's too young. So if you don't know, my name is Christina. I am founder of The Impactful Parent, and every Thursday I come on right here and do a live video with a question that you submitted during the week. And if you would like to submit a question for next week, please do so. You can DM me or you can email me at theimpactfulparent@gmail.com. And let's get to our question. So someone writes in this week and says, my daughter wants to wear makeup and she's only 10. She keeps bugging me, but I just don't want to let her and I don't know what to do. So thank you for submitting your question, first of all. Now, I'm going to start off by saying this is completely natural for young children, 10 and under, actually for all children really, but to want to do this. Completely natural. It is one way a child learns about their world. It is that way is to play dress up and to do imitation of what they see, which is why you see small children take vacuum cleaners and they become toys, right? And they vacuum the floor, or they're playing house. They're imitating their life and they're trying it on. And that's completely natural, even as they get older into their tween and teen years. So again, completely natural. It's also a way for your child to say, I want to be like mom, or I want to be like whoever it is that they see on the television or the magazine that they think is a role model. So keep that in mind. So step one is what I'm going to recommend is that you understand why your child wants to wear makeup and what it means to her. So figure that out. Have the conversation, ask about it, even if you have a young child. I feel like that's one of the errors that a lot of parents make is they say no and they don't ask, well, why do you want to do that? So I'm telling you, even young children can have this conversation. Ask them. Step two is that most people don't like young children to wear makeup because they feel like it sexualizes their child. Now, I'm going to point something out to you that this is not coming from your child. This is probably coming from you. So they're not wanting to act like that. They're experimenting, they're trying things out, but it's us as adults who see it in that way. But again, that's us projecting it on them, and it's not coming from them up to us. That's really important to understand. Also, a lot of parents don't want their young children to wear makeup because they get parent shamed all the time for allowing it. I see it over and over again, not only in my little world of parents, but also on the media. And the media or other parents will say, well, you're letting your little girl grow up too fast, and we get labeled. Or they, again, accuse you for sexualizing a young child. And again, it's super important to see if that's one of the reasons possibly that's causing you to say no. Whether you allow your child or not is really a personal decision on your own comfort level. But step one and step two is really, my advice to you is awareness of your why. Why do you want to say yes or no to that child? And if it's no, I don't want you to wear makeup, why do you feel that way? Is it one of these reasons? Are you afraid of something is going to happen by having your child wear makeup? And that takes me to step three, is once you know your why and how you feel, you can own that reason. You can sit in it and say, okay, now I know why I'm afraid of this, or I don't want this to happen, or I don't want to be labeled, I don't want to be considered about, whatever your reason is. Step three is talk to your child about it, because you're going to probably need to compromise with this and set boundaries. If we squeeze a little too tight and just say no, and we don't have the conversation, I have seen it time and time again at all ages in the schools that I teach in and work for. The kids will find a way to get the makeup. and they will put it on anyway. And then they wipe it off right before they get picked up or to go home. And so if you're squeezing too tight and your child feels like they have to do this in order to get what they want, you're actually teaching them how to be sneaky. I don't want you to teach them how to be sneaky. Instead, let's have the conversation and figure out how we can compromise on this so that your child doesn't feel like they need to do that. So maybe your compromise is, you can only wear makeup at home. Or maybe your compromise is you can only wear this much of makeup. Or maybe your compromise is you can only wear certain types of products like a gloss or an eyeshadow or an eyeliner. Whatever your discussion is, the point is have the discussion. Even young children, age 8, age 10, who want to wear makeup, because they do, a lot of young children do, they can have this conversation with you and you can explain why you have the boundaries that you have. Again, another common error that so many parents make is just not explaining to their kids why they're saying no. They say, no, you can't do that. And the conversation ends and the child is left feeling helpless, kind of hopeless. They get frustrated and they have no power whatsoever in their own world to do the things that they want. And this is where the sneakiness starts to develop, right? Because they get so frustrated that they're going to figure out how to get their way somehow. But instead, you can just have that conversation. Tell them why, what your fears are, where you're coming from in your decision, because you've already done step 1 and 2 of really thinking about why is it that you feel the way you feel? And your feelings are valid. Can I tell you this right now? You can't help that you feel a certain way. And I'm not trying to convince you any other way. But own those feelings and then explain it to your child so that they can understand why you have the comfort level that you have, and then you can come to that compromise better. And actually, the younger that you do this, the better off you're going to be, because it starts those conversations that teenagers need in order to understand their boundaries when they're going to start pushing them a little bit harder than your younger child that's 8. So these are great habits to get into anyhow. I highly suggest them, and I really hope that answers your question and helps. If you have a question for me for next week, please DM me or email me at theimpactfulparent@gmail.com. And also, if you have had experience with this community is about helping each other. So please leave your comments down below. Tell us your advice that you can share to other parents. Maybe you have a comment, or maybe you have another question, or maybe you can just give some kind of recommendation or tips. All of that is so welcome here. So please leave your comments down below. And if this video was helpful for you, please don't forget to share it with a friend and press that like button down below. I really hope I see you next week on the next Question and Answer Thursday, and have an amazing evening, you guys. Thank you.